So Nerd City dropped his video on J Station finally with Colossus Crazy. And first of all, I want to say this right now. This fucking video was probably one of the best videos I've ever seen on YouTube. I'm not even kidding.
Agree.
It was amazing.
To give you some perspective, I have a really hard time watching long videos. Like, for example, the iDubbbz video came out the day before. I'm still only 10 minutes into it. That video, I watched all the way through, never wanting to click off.
Yeah.
And for me in particular, that's really, really good because I click off videos if they're too long pretty quickly. I have a short attention span.
Dude, I've seen this video like 3 different times. Dude, I was hanging out with Ben last night, right? And so I just threw it on the TV or something, right? Normally he doesn't give a fuck about YouTube or he likes YouTube, but he doesn't like those types of videos, right? But he was fucking hooked to it, and that just shows just how good the video was. Somebody who like just doesn't care at all about that type of stuff. It was like a fucking movie, right? Nerd City fucking hates me. He hates Bowblax, but if I'm willing to fucking not give a fuck about that because the video was that good, that should tell you something, okay? It was very good. So Nerd went off on you. Now that we're done sucking him off.
Hell yeah, it's time.
Nerd went off
to
on
leak
you on
the
Discord.
very private Discord call he had.
So this was right after the video came out. On his public Discord server, he's doing a Twitter space thing. My name came up since I'm listening right now. And he went on a rant saying I'm a piece of shit because I questioned the validity of his demonetized words list from 2 years ago, saying I wasted hours of his valuable time. The video said words like restaurant would get your video demonetized. It sounded ridiculous, so I shared my skepticism on Twitter. He ended up being right, but in the Discord thing just now, he was acting like I was publicly slandering him on a huge platform. I requested to join The Voice to talk with him about it, but he didn't want to. Clearly, he just wants to have his hate in his heart for me rather than clear up misunderstandings. Very disappointing. Here's what he said. By the way, I never called Nerd a liar. I was just skeptical of a YouTube video I saw. If he was so strapped for time, he could have just left me to test the words for myself, which I did. Also, this was in a public call in public Discord server, not a private convo. Yeah, so apparently there's like a fucking Discord.
By the way, so yeah, this happened right after the video. For people who watched the video all the way through, at the end, Nerd City promoted his Discord very heavily. It was one of the like main 5 things he like requested people to do. And in this public Discord that he posted and shared in his video, right after the video came out, there was this public little Discord stage where he was talking about the video. And I was thinking of maybe doing like a Twitter versus video or something on the Nerd City shit. So I just decided as I was listening to it late at night, by the way, this was like, I think like 3 a.m. or something because the video came out really late. I just decided to record it in case he said something interesting that I think could add insight to like the video's creation or whatever. Probably wasn't going to use most of the stuff he said in it, but I just recorded it because like I figured there might be something cool I could add to my video or whatever. And then while I was recording this happened.
Bowblax, we're talking to you, Bowblax.
Dude,
we see you down there. We see you, Josh.
Cool.
We see you.
Bowblax really in here.
Oh yeah, I love that guy though.
Yeah, I do not.
Around.
I do not.
No, I'll tell him why I don't. When I uploaded that video about YouTube's biggest lie, where CeeLo and I had gone through, checking and double checking our research on these banned words, and I wouldn't put a video like that live without checking it. I mean, really wanted to make sure we got that right. And so when we did, and we posted up and we put the Excel spreadsheet, like that was all correct information. And later it would be confirmed by YouTube as they repeated our experiment and found that it was right. So it was right. It's not a matter of opinion.
You got schooled.
But what Bowblax did immediately when we put up the videos, he shot from the hip to try and take the spotlight, and he goes,
try and take the spotlight. Do we want to pause, or should I address everything afterward?
I'll throw my 2 cents for a second, then I'll let you explain.
Okay.
Skepticism is not taking the spotlight. Like,
no.
That's a very, I don't like using this word, but that's like a very egotistical thing to say. Like, oh, if you have any criticism, you're just trying to steal my spotlight. Now, what he's trying to say is that this video is very important to him. The message was very important to him, and you were counter signaling his message at the most critical moment that he needed it to be like heard or something. I don't know if that's true. That seems to be what he thinks, though. You can go ahead and explain yourself.
Yeah, it's hard because the tweets are deleted, and he'll explain why they're deleted later. Basically, it's because my skepticism was wrong, so I deleted the tweets, and he seemed very upset at me, so I deleted the tweets. But the tweets were from years ago, so I don't really remember what I said specifically, but I can't imagine that I added him. Typically, I don't people unless I actually want to talk to them. When I'm just discussing a YouTube video, I don't add the person, and I think he was following me at the time. So it wasn't like me like calling out Nerd City or be like, hey, Nerd City, fix your video, it's shit, fuck you, at Nerd City, at Nerd City. No, it wasn't anything like that. It was, from what I remember, it was just me seeing the list of demonetized words. One of them was restaurant or whatever. And, you know, at the time, and still to this day, I think I've mentioned this multiple times, but a lot of YouTubers go out of their way to, like, censor swear words. Like, you know, the Quartering's a perfect example. He says, like, frick or, like, spicy instead of sex or whatever in order to avoid demonetization. But I don't do those things, and I often get my videos monetized now and back then. So I thought that there was a lot of hysteria over what words you could and couldn't say in terms of demonetization. So, you know, that in combination with some of the words being ridiculous for being demonetized, I was skeptical. I'm like, there's no way if you say restaurant in your video tags that you're going to get demonetized. So I was skeptical of his research. You know, I didn't think Nerd City was a liar. I don't think he was lying about his research. I just thought that it could be inaccurate, especially since YouTube changes all the time, and Nerd City takes a while to make his videos, right? So this research could have been done months ago or whatever. I don't remember when it was done, but YouTube's algorithm changes constantly. So like I was like, is this list really accurate? I was just like being skeptical about it. I was basically doing like live research and live thinking with the tweets. It wasn't like definitive statements. Also, I'm a smaller Twitter account, and it also wasn't for clout. That's the main thing that he brought up here. He's like, I shot from the hip for clout or attention. If I wanted attention, I would have made a YouTube video calling Nerd City a liar and actually like going full force, like full throttle in. I was just questioning stuff on Twitter.
And he didn't even test it. He just sat there for...
Well, I did test it later. I tweeted before I tested it, to be fair. Maybe I should have tested it before I tweeted,
it's
obviously.
Fucking Twitter, dude. You can just say, like, I don't think this is right. And maybe you're a fucking prick for that, but it's like... Twitter is supposed to be like your impulsive thoughts. I mean, that was like the whole concept of the platform, right?
Yeah,
like,
but I wasn't gonna like spout something definitive without doing my due diligence. Like I think at the time I was thinking of making a video on it, which I ended up not doing it, and that's why I ended up testing the words for myself. Like, oh, I'm gonna do my due diligence. I'm not just gonna. I'm gonna say my opinion, but then also I'm gonna see if I can back up my opinion.
We had a lot of people trying to talk to us about that issue who were impacted by it. You know, we were talking to people who didn't know we were working on the video, but once we came out with it, needed to talk to us. So we were talking to the people who were suing YouTube. Fairtube reached out to us. We had lawyers talking to us. There was a lot of important discussions to have in that moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Bowblax basically tied us up, chasing our tails just to get some attention for himself. You know, he's basically saying we were lying, and he made a 30-tweet storm about it, where it was like, you know, oh, this can't be right. This is a lie. I can't believe you put it. He's just guessing that we were lying. So CeeLo, you know, when someone raises, when your peers raise
there's a
question about whether you're telling
lying
the truth or not, like,
implies malicious intent.
It's worth taking seriously. And so that was taken seriously. And it shouldn't have been, because when he finally tested those words, he just goes, I just put in some of these words and I checked them and they're right. So I'm just going to delete the tweets. So he made a little video, said he was going to delete the tweets, deleted 30 tweets, and then deleted that video tweet. So it was kind of like
video tweet, not YouTube
evaporated.
Video.
It's fucking
okay. Wait, so you removed the tweets that were misinformation? He's mad at you.
And there were a lot of people who saw that and never
delete them up.
Maybe they went to bed.
Pause. I have a couple things to say. So if you had more important people to talk to, why didn't you just ignore me and let me do my own research? Because clearly I was going through a thought process on Twitter or whatever. Maybe you didn't think I would end up doing my own research. And if I didn't end up doing my own research and I continued spouting about it for days and made a YouTube video, fine. I get being annoyed at that. That would have been super shitty of me, especially if I like just kept saying like something as a fact when it wasn't and I didn't do my due diligence. But yeah, I don't know why he had to respond to me. I didn't ask him to respond to me. Or maybe I did. Maybe I did add him. I really don't remember. I can't imagine that I did. But here's the thing, like, if he is so confident in his research on the video that he's been doing for months and months and months, why would he waste time chasing his tail when he knows he's right? Why would he take time double checking and triple checking just because some random guy who watched his video once was skeptical on Twitter? Like, what? Was he really not confident in his research? He does months and months of research, puts out this video, and then one guy on Twitter causes him to try to recheck and double check and waste valuable time. Like, if the time was valuable, then use it properly. it's not my fault that you misused your time. You could have just talked to the lawyers or whatever. You could have like DM'd me later if I continued being a nuisance about it, whatever. There's so many ways you could have went about this. I get being annoyed, but there's ways you could have handled it better too. But also, like, this was 3 years ago. Why are you still mad at me for this? My name is brought up once in this Discord space 3 years later, and you immediately go on a rant about this. Something you could have prevented. I didn't force you to respond to me. It's just ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous.
They didn't follow up on it, and they just thought we'd lied, you know? They're like, I can't believe Nerd City lied about that. That's fucked up. So I just think he's irresponsible. And he'll say things like, oh, well, I just read tweets. No, you do things like that where you try to inject yourself into the story. So I don't want to involve myself with someone who does things like that. Also, one of the DMs I had with him before, I had fucking seen this video he posted where he went into a cave by himself.
This is where it gets good.
It's like, that's a very unsafe thing to do. Okay, like you should not go spelunking by yourself without telling anybody where you are. You shouldn't do it without like proper equipment. You shouldn't do it untrained. And he posted this video where he goes into a hole in the middle of a field and is like,
I might remember this one. This is a classic, isn't it?
Dude, I was concerned. I was like, did you tell anybody where you went? Like,
he didn't say that in DMs.
Did you really just do that with only like
I showed the DMs
light on your phone? You didn't bring a flashlight or whatever. So I was like,
hey, you fucking retard! You went into the caves by yourself?
You know, trying to figure out if that was a meme or if he was reposting another video. I was like concerned about it or whatever.
I was concerned.
It was kind of like an exciting video. If someone is doing like a impromptu spelunking adventure.
What is he talking about?
It wasn't impromptu.
I can't believe you did that.
There's so many assumptions,
I was asking him for more details about it.
Dude, he paints you as like the biggest fucking asshole retard on the planet in this clip. Not only does he say that you fucking lied about him, but he also goes into like a whole big spiel about how you're some just brain-dead moron who just ran into a cave because he thought it'd be cool or something, right? With no fucking parental supervision or something like that. Like, Jesus
yeah, he
Christ.
acts as if like I was in my backyard and I was in a field and I found a hole and I went into a random fucking cave like it's a video game. That's not what happened at all. And also, he never inquired about a lot of this shit.
He shreds you in this, man.
Holy shit. So dumb. I can't believe he cares this much.
Yeah, all these people in this fucking call probably, if they don't know who you are, they're just like, Jesus Christ. Dude. Oh, man.
And that was really the extent of the conversation. He's like, yeah, I really did it. Whatever. Don't worry. And then
I didn't say don't worry.
When there was a time when like fucking people were getting angry at me, he reads those DMs and like twisted them to seem like they were manipulative, like that I was pretending to care about
DMs?
Fucking someone was yelling.
We did on the show
at me about that.
This
and being like, oh, you pretend to care about
episode
Bowblax.
called like when Nerd City DMs you at 3 a.m.
Dude, people do not realize this, but like people think that like it's a cope when I say I don't remember the shit that I talked about like a month ago or something. It's real, okay? Dude, I literally like I gotta re-educate myself sometimes whenever we go into like dramas or like a few years ago. Like, Jesus.
You're such a liar. It's like, what the fuck? Like, so that got turned into a point of criticism. So when someone reads DMs, like private conversations from me, reads that as content, like we're done talking. You know, there's private conversations and there's public ones. Like, don't serve private conversations to the public as content. I think that's a pretty fair standard to have. Anyway, so that's the reason. So fucking blocked probably for good.
I think under most circumstances, I would agree with you. I would like to point out that he has his hand raised in the chat, but you are under no obligation.
No, in fact, I'm probably going to boot him out of the server. I think he's just an untrustworthy person for those reasons that I said.
Trustworthy person for the cave. The cave video. Requesting his video about the word restaurant getting you demonetized on Twitter and for making a cave video.
Dude, I can't believe Nerd City ran from a debate.
I'm really untrustworthy, guys. Holy shit.
Private conversation, like this isn't content for his channel, but he'll do that anyway. Anyway,
for those reasons, I'm out.
No. Not content for my channel, it's content for Augie's channel.
Yeah,
wrong channel. This channel is like the dumping grounds of the fucking commentary community. Everybody just fucking unloads the shit that they don't want on their channel right here. But you know what? I'll take it. Fuck it.
Spoiler the commentary community.
Anyway,
We got
yeah. Anybody want to talk about?
All right, this is the video that he's mad about a Bowblax in the woods. or
Yeah,
in the caves.
and then also show the DMs. It'll be in the thread with the other Nerd City video.
Guys, I think I engaged in too much YouTube drama. I've just
God.
been in the middle of all this drama, and all of a sudden, I'm just here in a dark place. I am trapped in the dark place that everyone's been talking about, and I just don't know how to get out. Like, there's
fuck
like
is this?
an arrow here, not there. Wait, what is that? That's another arrow. Okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I gotta get out of this dark place. Okay.
Imagine the fucking cave just fucking collapse.
Oh my god.
Wait, were you in a
Sound
cave?
effects
Oh,
to
yeah, you
get out of this
are.
dark place.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do as a YouTuber? Be very charismatic, very. Oh, holy
Boy,
shit!
this is a
There's
classic
light.
Bowblax
I finally
video.
found a way out of the dark place. This actually looks cooler off camera or up. Oh, holy shit! I almost actually fell.
If I fell, it wouldn't
Holy
have been
shit.
dangerous. And I wasn't in a
Holy
field. I was
fuck.
at a. You can clearly see I'm on a mountain.
I'm out.
This wasn't a random field.
That's
I
fucking.
finally made out
That
of the
place is
dark
fucking
place.
beautiful, Bowblax.
It is.
Holy
It's
shit.
great. It's a well-known
James
place, a
Charles and
well-known
could not
cave that
do.
lots of people, lots of tourists go to. And obviously, you know, surveyed the area. Everything was completely safe. Okay, here are the DMs, right?
So it's just you arguing about FTC
Yeah,
regulation shit.
Fair enough. And pay attention to the timestamps too.
So 203. Fair enough. I see that was confusing now. 50 minutes later. Did you really go into that cave with your phone for a light source? But wait, that's November. The cave thing happened in August.
Yeah, it did. It was 3 months after the fact in the middle of a random argument.
What do you mean? Are you talking about the video I filmed in the cave last August? Yeah, was that real? Yes, lol. Also, although I did have a flashlight, just turned off for the video. Then he DMs you 5 minutes,
4 minutes later.
Okay, so now you're doing a show to shit on me for respond to questions when you tag me? He's referring to my show because I had tweeted out my show at that time.
Yep.
It's Augie's show. I just talk on it. Ask him.
So those are the DMs where he was going in depth, asking me about my safety. Are you with someone? Are you doing? He just said, "Was it real?" Like I didn't even know it was an inquiry about my safety. And also 3 months after the fact, in the middle of a random conversation. So I think in our live stream we speculated that he was trying to do that to like try and create casual conversation in the middle of a heated argument. We were like speculating on what it was. I wasn't trying to manipulate him into manipulate his messages into anything. I was just like, what? I mean, it's weird. It's just weird. So yeah, that's that. I don't really know why when my name came up, he got like so triggered. 3 years ago, his memories just resurface of like the cave incident, and like he gets really mad about me or whatever. Like, it's so weird. It's so strange. And then also it was all this stuff is so like small, right? It's something we could have easily cleared up. I raised my hand to join the chat. Could have cleared it up probably within like 2 minutes. But no, he's just so mad at me that I'm blocked forever. I'm disingenuous. So yeah, that's that.
RFC After Hours is a live trending issues and entertainment broadcast with co-host Bowblax, broadcasted every weekday, Monday through Friday, starting at 6:30 p.m. Central. The show is for entertainment purposes only. All chat messages and donations read are the words of the original messenger, and certain viewpoints expressed do not reflect that of myself or Bowblax.